A trip as a tourist, you're going to see the sights, you're going to experience, the culture. But as John Paul II, when he speaks about the culture is supposed to transform us and change us. So we're really entering into this culture of Christ.
Albowiem oni miłosierdzia dostąpią. Błogosławieni miłosierni, albowiem oni miłosierdzia dostąpią.
I think it's important to name the desire. Like we hear in scriptures, what father would give a son an egg or a snake when he asked for an egg, or a piece of bread when he asked for a scorpion? Or he says to Bartimaeus, Bartimaeus, what do you want me to do for you? And Bartimaeus is blind, right? And Bartimaeus says, I want to see. Bartimaeus didn't say, well, do whatever you want. But he had his desire. He wanted to see.
I'm asking for the grace to trust God more. I've struggled to trust Him in the past, and I'm hoping this trip just helps me to solidify that trust in Him.
I want to be able to love the way Jesus loved. That means you have to put people's desires in front of your own, and I don't think I can do that right now. And so through this trip and this pilgrimage, I've been asking Jesus to show me how to love like He loves.
This trip, I think the biggest grace I want from the Lord is a greater desire for Him and a greater ability to trust in Him, and a greater confidence in knowing His will for me.
I'm looking to receive peace in my heart and reestablish a good relationship with Christ.
It was great to be able to celebrate in the home parish where St. John Paul II was baptized and received his first sacraments as a young boy, and all that was just kind of running through my mind as in the sacristy, and really made me kind of nervous. Even my knees were a little weak. I was going to be preaching, and then on top of that, it wasn't just our group of 46. There's another 100 more added from different dioceses around the U.S. and a con-celebrating priest, and we weren't going to be outside. We were going to be in the main chapel. So all this was just kind of decided last second. I was like, oh, okay. And so I always get a little nervous when I preach anyways, but kind of the spirit of following in the shoes of so great a man, it was just very humbling, very powerful to be able to celebrate the Mass and know that through him I was really able to discern my vocation and be there and consecrate the host in my hands right there as at every Mass. So it was just a tremendous honor.
Yeah.
Why is it that the faith is so strong in a country, and why is it coming to people almost like a natural experience? One of the great things is that Poland as a country has been a Christian country for almost 1100 years. And so it's a long time. And if you look around, you cannot separate the faith and the life of the people. Everything is interchangeable or intermingled. The tradition, the culture, the experience of faith and the presence of God. When people actually come and see it, to see how their perspective changes. So that makes my heart really very happy and warm.
Yeah, I think we're called to pray unceasingly. When Jesus prayed, he often got up late at night, right, to pray, to be with the Lord. So even on this pilgrimage, I've heard people, guys, gals, getting up at 4:30 in the morning because they couldn't sleep. And what were they doing but simply watching the sun rise, right, and talking about the sunrise, how beautiful that was. And then if you can get to how does that relate to the relationship with the Lord? How do you let the Lord rise in your own heart? So begin to make connections with what's happening, in our lives.
chiama a lasciare la tua impronta nella storia. Lui che è la vita ti invita a lasciare una impronta che riempia di vita la tua storia e quella di tanti altri.
You know, Pope Francis early on in his pontificate, he's talked about for every Christian we should desire and ask and seek for a new encounter with Jesus Christ every single day. So really what that means is every part of our life should be open to an experience of an encounter with Christ, whether we are at home in our own American or our home environment, or whether we're in an environment like here in Poland where we don't know the language, but we are together with people of faith, people who believe in Jesus Christ. And so when we encounter others who are faith-filled, it allows us to encounter Christ in our own personal lives.
Wody wielkie nie zdołają gasić miłości. Teraz dalej. Nie zatopią jej rzeki, bo jak potężna jest miłość. Daj ktoś. A zazdrość na ziemię możesz położyć. Nieprzejednana jak szelon.
Like how I said in my desires, I wanted to trust God more, and a lot of things went wrong, and you just kind of had to trust Him. You didn't really have much of a choice. So I think trust was really strengthened within me during this trip.
There was a lot of chaos during this trip and being around a lot of people, and God really was calling me to think of Him in every moment of hardship, and really found peace in just the times that I was able to be silent with Him.
When we started the trip, I was asking to be able to learn how to love. And through an awesome experience in confession, it was like this feeling that Jesus doesn't want to just love the parts of me that I love, but also the parts of me that I'm ashamed of and that I've tried to bury and forget about myself. And so just this overwhelming sense of mercy that I experienced, I realized that that goes hand in hand with loving how Jesus loves.
On this trip, I think I've been able to experience God's love and mercy a lot deeper than I have in the past. And I think God has shown me the steps and changes in my life that I need to make to have a deeper relationship with Him. And I'm really grateful for that.
And that's the beautiful thing about World Youth Day. And so people will come back, our young people will come back, having these experiences of encountering Christ in a very real and a very beautiful way. Through the whole experience of World Youth Day. But if we're truly open to the fullness of the encounter with Christ, it's also going to happen through the encounters we have with other people. And that's the beautiful thing.
Brawo, Marysiu.